guys, we are in the basement, and yes, we are back, guys. I know, I took a break. I took a holiday break, and I hope you guys had an amazing Christmas. I know I did, but now we are going to be back in the full swing of things here, and actually, I plan on doing, we'll see what happens. I like to do a video every day, okay? And I know I did this last year, including our year-end review, which is going to be coming at the end of this week, and I kind of want to make it special. So if you guys have any ideas how we can make the year-end review more special than last year, let me know. I was kind of thinking of doing almost like a best of inside of it, you know, like show some highlights throughout the year. What do you guys think of that? And of course, we'll go through and look at every single game and talk about them and go upstairs and go in the garage, and I'll show you guys my storage area, and we'll do all of that stuff, but that'll be later this week. But anyway, today, I kind of wanted to start slow, okay? And I thought we'd talk about this, okay? And this right here is a King of Fighters 98 Neo Geo game, and a lot of people consider this to be the best King of Fighters game out there, okay? And I actually used to have this cartridge, and I don't know, a few years ago, I purged all of my games because I had like so many Neo Geo games, and I just wasn't playing them, and so I sold the ones that I thought I didn't want, and then like a year or two later, I'm like, man, I kind of miss having King of Fighters 98 because I really did enjoy playing it. So I went on eBay and I bought this right here. I actually bought this earlier this year, probably in the summer or something like that. But anyway, I bought this game. It came in the mail. I actually have never even put it in the system, so we're gonna do it for the first time together. But when I got it, I realized quickly that it was a bootleg, so, which is not good, and is also the risk of buying this stuff online, especially if the seller doesn't show scans of the boards or pictures of the boards, okay? And it did say in the listing that it was 100% legit, and so I just kind of trusted the seller and ordered it, and it was actually, I don't remember how much, but it was not expensive, okay? Anyway, I get the game, I open it up, and I'm like, oh my god, this is a bootleg. And I looked at the listing, and sure enough, it says 100% legit. And I contact the seller, I said, hey man, you sold me a bootleg board, and it said on your listing that it was legit and all that, and he refunded my money and told me to keep it. So I got this, I guess, for free, and I've had it ever since, but I've never put it in, and I thought in this video we'd do that. But first, I want to show you guys how I determined it was a bootleg. Now, I know we've covered this before, but I thought we'd do it again in case you guys missed that. And there's a website called MVS Scans, you know, MVS, because it's a Neo Geo MVS system, and they've got pictures of all the legit boards, and I always use that for reference to determine if I have a bootleg or not. So let's open this guy up, okay? And there's just like 4 screws on the back here, and then we'll compare what we see to the MVS Scans website, and I'll show you guys for certain that this is a bootleg. It was actually a real bummer, though, because I really wanted to get a legit copy, and I'm like, oh, come on. But anyway, I guess we'll play it and enjoy it. You know, I know some people say that you could ruin your system with bootlegs. I don't necessarily prescribe to that, to be honest. So let's pull the boards out here, okay? And there's 2 boards. And you'll notice right away there's some kind of weird, like, daughter board thing right here with some windowed ROMs, and that's usually a giveaway. And then on the other board here, it looks like this. So let's compare this to what we're looking at here online. And it looks like they modified some other board and put this on here with the program ROMs, I'm guessing. But let's compare what we're looking at right here to what's online. So if you just go into Google and type in MVS Scans, and yes, by the way, this is my new PC, my new gaming PC, you know. If you guys want to see how I built this thing, go to my new YouTube channel, which is John Sucks at Video Games. There's the gaming PC down there. Actually, yesterday I released my video, actually it was this morning, showing the full build and putting it all together, and it's been rock solid and amazing, and it's really great for rendering video. But anyway, I went into Google and I just typed in MVS Scans, and then this website right here comes up, okay? And you just click on it, and then we just go to King of Fighters. I actually already opened it up, but we'll just kind of go through the exercise. And if I just Google King, if I just search for King, go to King of Fighters 98, it shows you how the labels should look, okay? You can see that right there. Obviously, our label looks nothing like that, because our label looks like this. So that's obviously some kind of a reproduction. Looks nothing like the original. And then if we come up here They have 8 different board scans, because I guess there was 8 different variations of this, and we'll just kind of go through them, okay? And so here's set number 7, and you can see, so far, none of mine look like this, okay? We've got this one right here that kind of looks like it. So this is the closest, but they added this little modification board here, and you can see it's a total hack job. So whatever happened here, these are it's some kind of modified program ROMs here, and there's a little jumper wire. See that? And just look at the back here. You could just see the poor soldering and all. It's just a total hack job. Look from the side there. You can see it's sitting on top of this chip, this daughter board, and then they kind of just put this thing in there and then put a jumper wire over there. But anyway, let's continue going through them. So this one looks the closest to mine, set number 7. Here's set number 8. So far, nothing's looking like it. Set number 6 is this one right here. Again, nothing with the daughter board. Set number 5. Here's set number 4. Again, nothing that looks like ours. There's no daughter board. Set number 3, okay. Nothing. Set number 2. And then set number 1. So you can see that there's nothing on here that looks like mine. So this is some sort of other game that they modified to run King of Fighters 98, and it looks like they modified it right here with this little daughter board with these 2 windowed EEPROMs. Now, on legit SNK boards, you'll almost never, ever, I don't think ever, see any kind of windowed EEPROM. So this kind of shows here for sure that someone burnt some ROMs and put the game code on here, and then used this daughter board to hook up to the board, and who knows what other modifications, and who knows where these boards came from. There's like a gooey substance on here. But so I don't know what game this came from, but whatever. So let's put this all back together, and we'll throw it in our game and see what happens, and hopefully it works. I've actually had some bad luck with the bootlegs lately, because they don't seem to want to work, or the sound is usually missing in my system, and I don't know what's up with that, because I had some bootlegs like Bomberman and stuff, and the sound just wasn't working. And then I would like give the games to my I'm like, well, instead of throwing it in the garbage, I'll just give it to a friend, and I gave one to like Adam and one to Jay, and they both worked in their systems. So it's kind of strange how the bootlegs don't seem to want to work in mine, but they work in my friends' systems. So let's put this back together, and this is really can go together only one way. There's like a little notch here, so you can't really screw it up. And then this part here, it's gonna go like this. And this slides in here. But you know, King of Fighters is a lot of fun. I'll tell you though, when I got Street Fighter, I kind of lost interest in it, because I realized just how superior Street Fighter really is. Because this is like a 4-button fighter, whereas Street Fighter is a 6-button fighter, and that really is the standard, isn't it? You know, you kind of miss those buttons. You feel like you're not as in control. All right, let's see if that works. There's like 2 ways that this little thing can go in here. Let's see. Doesn't quite want to go on here. We gotta slide this in there. I think I have this on. Maybe wrong. Let's see. Nope. Is it going? I don't really care if I ruin the label. So this little thing here can go on 2 different ways. See, look at the daughter board is causing trouble here. Let's see if we flip this around. Let's try it like this. Yes, this is the part of the video where John struggles to put a Neo Geo cartridge back together. Okay. Let me see if that's right. Maybe it goes like that. Huh, I guess I should have paid attention to how I took it apart. This doesn't seem right. Maybe we need to put it in the base first. Hang on, let me see if I can get this thing back together. I'm gonna have to go online and actually look at an image showing how it's supposed to go together. Let's see, this, like that. Does it go with the chips out? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get another Neo Geo cartridge and just kind of use it for reference. Hang on. All right, I grabbed my Metal Slug 3 cart, and you can see here that the screw hole side is gonna show this side here with the chips facing out. Okay, so it goes like this. Wait, that's not even working. That cannot go there. All right, let's think about this. So this is the screw hole side, all right? So this board, all right, so this board goes with the chips facing out. Gotcha. And that daughter board is definitely causing problems here because it doesn't want to go flush all the way because it's up against the case. So you can tell it's definitely not original. Okay, so that goes like that, which then means the tall side goes like this because there's like a short side and there's a long side. So the long side is going to go towards the bottom on this one with the screw hole side, and then it slides into here, just like so, okay? And then the top side, which is this one, goes like this, solder side down. And then this goes over the whole thing. All right, we got it back together. All right, so let's put our screws back in. Sometimes I need to slow down. I know this. I know this to be true. You know, I'm very, eager to just get stuff done. And sometimes I just kind of dive in without thinking too much about it. And this was an instance where I probably should have took a photo or something before going too far, but I didn't. But we figured it out. Luckily, we had a reference cartridge. And it looks like I lost a screw. So it's somewhere on the floor. I see it. All right, let's screw this thing all down. And let's put our 4th screw in here.
On your mark.
Okay. All right, so we're all back together. Let's just kind of quickly compare it to this one. So this side here should have the arrow. All right, so that looks good. That looks good. And then the top side, it all looks the same. Okay, so we're all ready. And then also, I did print out a mini marquee in Photoshop. I went online and I just kind of Googled King of Fighters 98 mini marquee. And I'll show you guys what I did here. So here it is here. I found a JPEG of it just on Google image search. And you can see here I have it up in Photoshop right there. And then I printed it out. And all you need to do is, if you have Photoshop or GIMP or something, you got to make sure that the dimensions are this. 4.44 by 5.44, and you ideally want it at 300 DPI. And so the image that I found online, just doing a very simple Google search, was exactly that. I just typed in King of Fighters 98 mini marquee. I went to Google, hit the images button, and then this thing came up, and it's exactly the right dimensions. It was actually a little bit bigger, so I scaled it down just a hair, and it's perfect. So I printed it out, and it actually looks really good. I used some Kodak photo paper for my inkjet printer, and I think it looks pretty great. What do you guys think? So, all right, let's go over to the system here, and let's try this out, and hopefully it works, and we can play some King of Fighters 98 in this video. I haven't actually played it in quite some time. So the big question here is, which game do we remove? And by the way, iRobot is working great down here. We're gonna have to revisit iRobot because the power supply, we're not quite done with it. All right, so let's come over here. I'm gonna turn the system off. And let's unlatch the control panel. And if you guys are not familiar with Neo Geo, of course it is a cartridge-based system. It's one of my favorite arcade games in the whole world, honestly. It's so great. So which game should we get rid of? Looking up here, I think Football Frenzy is the one that's gonna have to leave. So we have Football Frenzy, Nightmare in the Dark, Bust a Move Again, and Blazing Star. I thought Football Frenzy would be fun. I really haven't been playing it. It's kind of neat, but let's get rid of that one. So that happens to be the first slot. So let's come down here and remove Football Frenzy. Okay. And so I want to make sure I put this in the right way because this new cartridge does not have an arrow. Because real cartridges should have an arrow here that when you put it in, the arrow is facing you. This cartridge does not have that arrow, so it's possible to put it in backwards, but not really because it's not symmetrical, the slot. So I don't think it's really possible to put it in backwards, but who knows? But let's just pay attention here. So the side without the screws should go towards you. So let's make sure we do that. And hopefully this cartridge just works here. All right, put it in there nice and firm. All right, let's power up and see what happens. Please work, please work, please work, please work. Okay, I turned it on. All right, we have the little Neo Geo boot screen thing.
On your mark.
Come on, winners don't use drugs. This is true, kids. All right, so... All right, it's skipping over it. So if we come up to the top here, how they light up here, we have 2, 3, 4. It's skipping slot 1 altogether. So let's reseat it because it doesn't want to boot that at all. You know, I guess if this doesn't work, I can't complain. The guy refunded my money. So should I blow on it NES style? All right, let's try this again. All right, let me turn it on. All right, let's see what happens. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Winners don't use drugs. All right, oh, all right, something's happening, but the graphics are all messed up. That's slot number 1. Oh my God. And the sounds are all messed up. All right, all right, hang on. Let's see what happens. Let's try reseating it once again. You know, this thing is temperamental, and I have cleaned my slots. I came in here with a Q-tip and some alcohol, and I cleaned these. All right, let's just try this again. And really, once I get all 4 games working in unison together, I try to leave it alone. Because I think the more you mess with this, the more you risk stuff like that happening. But that was kind of a good sign there, because I think maybe with a couple more reseats, we'll get that in there, and it'll be working. Maybe one day I should pull my game out and we can clean it again, because I haven't done it in a long time. All right. All right. Now that looks good. Sound. Wow. This is not good. Huh. It is all messed up. All right, what do you guys think? You want to reseat it one more time? I guess it's worth a shot, right? Maybe we won't be playing some King of Fighters today. All right, come on. Come on, guys. I'm gonna reseat it like 3 times here. 2, 3. I was getting a little excited there. Like I said, I've had nothing but trouble with these bootleg carts, which is probably a good thing, because I had a Nightmare in the Dark that would just not work, and I had distorted sound like that too. And eventually I got a cartridge that did work, and I gave the one with bad sound to Jay, and then it worked fine in his. So I don't know what to make of this, because mine does not seem to like these bootlegs. Oh, hey! Look at that! Alright, we are going to be playing some King of Fighters. So basically, I don't want to touch this now for a long time. Alright, so let's try it. Yeah. Should we do extra or advanced? I don't know. Let's see, who did I like to be? I haven't played this in so long. Let's try that dude. Oh, that's right, you have 3 players in this one. I forgot, it's like a tag team thing, which is actually pretty awesome. Whatever, we'll pick that dude. Man, I haven't played this in like years. All right, we'll start out with that dude. My up is not working here. There we go. All right. Battle in the Middle East. So I don't remember at all what we're doing in this. My diagonal's not working. I remember you press 2 buttons to switch characters. Forget what... Should look at the instruction sticker. Oh! KO. Alright, I'm not good. Where's the instruction sticker? Let's see. A is weak punch, B is weak kick, C is strong punch, D is strong kick. A, B, C together is activate. Oh, that's how you switch. So you press A, B, C to switch characters. So let's switch, guys. Maybe it has to be full. Alright. This game is pretty awesome, I have to say. Of course, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna tell you guys something. That Street Fighter, I have that turbo in there, and I suck at it. It's so much harder than Championship Edition. I can't last more than like a few minutes in it. Oh, I died. I do like the whole tag team concept. I think that's pretty cool. You have 3 players. I think that's actually a great idea. Did Street Fighter ever do anything like that? Because it is actually really cool. I'm definitely doing better in this game than Street Fighter, that's for sure. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm trying like down and forward and A and stuff. Alright, this guy looks like trouble. Oh no! I'm getting better, guys. No, 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 no! Come on! We almost got him! Yeah. No! I was doing pretty okay there. So what do you guys think, huh? I think it's pretty cool, actually. That was a lot of fun. All right, well, the game works. It took us, we had to reseat it a few times, but everything's working fine. My controls felt a little sluggish. I don't know if I need to clean these switches or what, or adjust them. Because I was having trouble with the up diagonals. So not really sure what was going on here, but I felt like I didn't have good control with the up diagonals, the forward and the back diagonal up, and so I'm not sure if these switches need to be cleaned or replaced. These are pretty original, I think. It looks like right here, this wire was soldered on. I don't know if I did that or what, but I don't know, it's probably fine. I guess I can go through it later and see if I can make it any better. So anyway, I tell you what, before we go, we need to christen this thing with a new mini marquee because, you know, that is, I love these little details like this, and you gotta have the marquee up here. So let's pull our Football Frenzy mini marquee and we'll put our little reproduction King of Fighters 98. And this is EL paper right here, and I actually have two panels. There's one panel here with two and another panel over here with two. These are the original SNK panels. I actually bought this new old stock from arcadefixit.com. I paid dearly for it. They work, but not amazingly. This side here is dimmer than this side, but they do work. And it's electroluminescent paper, essentially. You basically have voltage coming in here, and it just kind of charges this piece of paper, and it lights up. It's actually really slick. I like it because... I like that they used it because it evenly lights the whole thing. Because if you had bulbs behind it, you'd be able to see the bulbs. You know, it really diffuses the light all the way across the mini marquee. And I'll turn this off and you guys can see what I'm talking about. So this side here is brighter than this side. See, there's 1, 2, and then 3 and 4. So I really love that about Neo Geo. So anyway, guys, let's stop here. Like I said, you know, we're going to kind of ease into the videos this holiday season. Yes, we are still in the holiday season because New Year's is coming up here, and I'm off this week. So I'd like to try to do a video every day if I can. But let's do some viewer mail. Oh, by the way, did you guys see that? My little Pac-Man? This thing's pretty cool. You know, Think Inc. was selling these. They now have them like at Marshall's. And we did a viewer mail on these not too long ago. These little Pac-Man lights. And they're actually really cool. There's two settings. One where it just cycles through the colors. And another where it's on party mode where it has a microphone on the back and it changes colors with the music in the room or the noise in the room. It's actually really slick. It is USB powered. I actually plugged it into like a little phone USB adapter, like an iPhone type thing. And it works great. So I don't know where we're going to put it. Should we keep it on the desk here? I guess it's not really in the frame. But anyway, all right, let's do some viewer mail. I printed out a few here, and by the way, if you guys want to participate in the viewer mail segment, you need to email them to me at blkdog7@gmail.com. That's blackdog7@gmail.com. First one's from Michael Selimone. Hi John, I just wanted to run this by you and see how you feel about it. I followed your channel for some time now and have seen your battery backup model with the 3-volt lithium cell replacing the standard 3 AA cells. Yeah, we did that, where did I do that? The lithium battery mod I did on, Robotron has that mod, and you could do that on MCR games. Where else? I think on Mad Planets you can do that. You can do that to replace the 3.6 volt rechargeable batteries, but you have to put a blocking diode in there so it doesn't try to charge the lithium coin cell battery. But anyway, Energizer makes AA and AAA lithium batteries. Yes, I'm aware of this, and so I replaced all the batteries in my pins with the lithium cells in theory to prevent alkaline leakage. Should they be eliminated? In theory, the alkaline leakage should be eliminated. However, all my research has come up with the fact that the lithium batteries can also leak. However, it is unlikely and more temperature related versus time. By the way, it was just the right time to do the battery swap. My Stern pin with the remote off-board battery holder from Stern was severely damaged from the alkaline batteries, and I had to replace the holder, and I put in a AAA lithium cells. I'll keep an eye on the games and keep you updated with any issues with the lithium cells. Enjoy all your videos. Well, okay, so I am aware of these lithium, like, AA batteries. Actually, the first person to ever mention that to me was Matt Osborne, because Matt Osborne did a modification for Nintendo Versus games, namely Super Mario Brothers, where he used the AA battery holder that's on the board, because all Nintendo Versus boards have a AA battery holder, and they're really useless. You don't need them because the batteries were there just to hold bookkeeping features, and I don't seem to know of any game or way to even see these bookkeeping features. So I don't know if it was a feature they never implemented or what, but you don't need any batteries on Nintendo Versus games. But Matt Osborne took advantage of that battery holder, and when he did his Versus Super Mario high score and free play mod, he used those batteries to keep the RAM alive and keep the high scores alive. And he suggested to use lithium AA batteries because they don't leak. Now, I suppose anything is possible, but as far as I know and what research I've done, the likelihood of them leaking is far less than AA batteries. However, lithium batteries, the voltage on them, I believe, over time does not go down. It just kind of goes and then it just dives bombs and they don't work anymore. So if you have circuits that rely on the fact that a AA battery is going to go slowly down over time, you know, when it starts out, it might be 1.5 volts, then it goes to 1.4, then 1.3, then 1.2, then 1. Down gradually. Whereas lithium batteries, I think, are 1.5 all the time, and then at the very end, it just goes to 0. So I think that's the only time you need to consider whether or not it's a good idea to use lithium versus alkaline if the circuit is designed for AA batteries having that slow trail off. But I don't see, I bet you it's really low risk with pins. That's my hunch and my guess. I have no scientific data to back that up, but I think I would consider putting lithiums in here. Actually, I need to replace those batteries soon on my pins because I believe it's been over a year. And I know some guys say you should replace them basically every time you change the clocks, which is like every 6 months or at least maybe every fall when you fall back, when time changes or something. You know, I don't know. I haven't replaced mine in a while. Do you guys want to do a video replacing batteries? Would that be lame? All right, next one here is from Mark. Hi, John. I just want to say I love the show and look forward to the updates. We haven't heard anything recently about the Firefox game. Did you ever get your laser disc player fixed? Keep up the good work. Regards, Mark Orble. Well, Mark, this comes up a lot. I've had a lot of people asking me what's up with Firefox. And I'll tell you, I'm waiting for Franz to fix my Laserdisc player. And if you guys aren't aware, I have an original Firefox, Atari Firefox Laserdisc game in the garage. It's immaculate. It's beautiful. It's like near mint condition. The game does work, but the Laserdisc player does not. It's an original Philips Laserdisc player. It's kind of a one-of-a-kind player. You need that player to work with Firefox, and mine is broken. I did try fixing it myself. I did a video on that, but it didn't go anywhere. So I found this guy, Franz, through some networking and also on Clav. He's kind of a known guy in this circle. He used to work at Philips back in the day, repairing these Laserdisc players. And so he agreed to take mine on. I sent it to him. He's had it for 7, 8 months, 6 months. When did I get that Firefox? I don't even know. He's had it for a long time. I did talk to Franz about a week ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago, and he told me he would have it done the Friday before Christmas, which was about 9-10 days ago. And I haven't heard from him since. And every time I email him, he sends me a very detailed, very complex email talking about all this stuff he's figured out and how it is working, but it's not working in some regards, but working in other regards. And it sounds to me like it's working right now, but there's something off that he's seeing with his oscilloscope that's making him want to go back to the drawing board a little bit. Excuse me, I'm getting burpy. So anyway, basically, Franz is almost done. I suspect I'll have it maybe I suspect he'll have it done by the first of the year. Now, I haven't bugged him here with the holiday. I might send him an email today, but I didn't want to bug him around Christmas, so I'm letting him be. But maybe I'll check in with Franz. But if I get the Laserdisc player and that thing's working, and we plug it in Firefox and the game's working, that game's coming down here, guys. So something's going to leave, probably Asteroids Deluxe, because I'm actually really excited to play me some Firefox. It's so cool, and I loved that movie as a kid. So Mark, yes, that is the update with the Laserdisc player. I'm just patiently waiting. And Franz is such a nice guy. And he's retired. He's an older gentleman, you know. So he doesn't do this for a living. So I guess I'm trying to be as patient as possible, because I too want to get that game down here. So all right, next one's from Clive. First off, Merry Christmas and all that jazz. Hope you had a good one. I bought myself an iMac Mini on Amazon. I took a look. I like the look of OS X Yosemite, very iOS. I've decided to go all Apple now. Do you have an iMac, and do you know if MAME plays well on it? That would make a good video, you showing how MAME is set up on the Mac. I love your videos. Keep them coming. Yeah, MAME does work on the Mac. I'm going to tell you, though, you have very limited choices. A long time ago, I was running, and yes, I have two iMacs in the house. I have two iMacs. I have a Mac Mini, a Mac Pro. There's a Power Mac G4 in this closet. I have a MacBook Pro that's kind of retired over there. So yes, I have a lot of Macs in the house, and then of course the gaming PC I just built. But really, I'm a Mac guy. I mean, I really do prefer OS X over Windows, like by miles. I built the gaming PC basically to render video faster and also to play games. But anyway, so yes, I have installed MAME on the Mac. There's a program, I think it's called Mac MAME, that has a nice UI, and I used to use that all the time. We're talking about 8 years ago, though, and but I actually recently went to look for a MAME version for Mac, and it's slim pickings, guys. And I think there's only one version that has a UI. I think a lot of them are command prompt versions with no front end. So I believe it's called Mac MAME. You know what? Let me check. All right, I just looked. So there's two versions. There's Mac MAME and MAME OS X, and I think I used both of those. I don't remember which one I liked more, but I just looked, and neither one of those has been updated since 2009 or 2006. So they're just sitting there on the internet. One of them's on SourceForge. So, but those were the ones I used, and I don't know if they're still working, but try them out, and maybe we could do a video. I don't know. And both of them seem to have a UI, so try those out, Mac MAME or MAME OS X. Maybe I'll do the same, but I haven't had a need to do that in a long time, because that was before I built my MAME PC upstairs. So, anyway, guys, that's it for viewer mail. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Yes, it's kind of a short one. Like I said, we're going to ease into this, because I know we have to work on computer space, and computer space is down here, guys. It's ready to go. I don't even know where to start, to be honest. I've been thinking about this, like, where do I start with computer space? But computer space is hanging out over here. It's down there. Look at it. It's all lonely. But we're going to be doing that soon. I don't know if that's going to be I don't think it's going to be the next video. Maybe this weekend we'll dive into that. But the first thing we're going to do is just kind of figure out where to start, because I don't really know where to start just yet. I know that Toth Wolf sent me some parts to rebuild the power supply, so maybe we could start there. I don't know. But I'm a little nervous and excited about that computer space, but we need to get working on it, because I want that game working down here, because it's such an important part of gaming history, and I'm just proud to open it, and I'm proud to own it, and I don't want to screw it up. So anyway, if you guys want to participate in viewer mail, send them to me. And by the way, we're going to be doing a lot of videos here this week, so send me some viewer mails at blkdog7@gmail.com. That's blackdog7@gmail.com. In the subject line, you got to put viewer mail. Otherwise, I won't find it, because that's how I find them. I search by subject line viewer mail. And of course, check out my other YouTube channel called John Sucks at Video Games, which is youtube.com/JohnSucksAtVideoGames. We just did that PC build. I just released a 2-hour video showing how I built that PC. So definitely check that out. John Sucks at Video Games. So if you guys like this stuff, I think you'll enjoy the PC build, because it was very hands-on, you know. Anyway. And also my podcast, Video Game Outsiders at VideoGameOutsiders.com, and Arcade Outsiders at ArcadeOutsiders.com. I don't know when, but I like to try to do an Arcade Outsiders like within the next week here or so. I need to talk to Sean and Joe, which I haven't. So hopefully we can try to do one in this week, maybe. We'll see. But anyway, guys, that's it for this video. I'll see you really soon, like super soon. So if you guys have never subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click subscribe. I release new videos on Sundays and sometimes in between, like this one. And so if you want to keep up, click subscribe. Other than that, guys, we're done. I'll see you later. Later, and bye.